From adding several teams to the mix to potentially starting a whole women's league, let's take a look at LIV Golf's expansion plans for 2024. Well, they're considering several significant changes for the upcoming season, with the major one being the increase in the number of teams. So currently, they've got a 48-player field divided into 12 teams of 4. Now, if you ask me, it's already pretty impressive, but the administration has been thinking of taking things up a notch. Yes, they're ready to expand their horizons. Reportedly, their current plan is to add 3 more teams to the mix. This would make it a total of 15 teams. And you know what that means? More competition, more drama, and most importantly, more money for the players. But it's not just about the thrill of the game. LIV's masterminds know that expanding the team franchises could be a massive moneymaker. Honestly, who can blame them? With more teams comes more sponsorship deals and more advertising revenue. Hold on, that's not the only reason why LIV is looking to expand. They also want to keep their beloved 54-hole shotgun start. I mean, it's literally the bread and butter of this new circuit. Now, you might be wondering how they're planning on getting these new teams. Well, they could scout some fresh talent from the Asian Tours International Series, or maybe even hold some Monday qualifiers to weed out the weaklings. Either way, LIV Golf is about to get a whole lot bigger, better, and obviously more badass than ever before.
I don't really have a problem with it from the standpoint of there's some guys it fits, guys that are near the end of their career, and guys that,
Alright, we've just learned that they're looking to increase the number of team franchises, but that's not the only thing they're planning to expand. In fact, they're looking to stretch out the event schedule as well. When LIV officials were first signing players for the 2021 and 2022 seasons, they weren't sure how many events they'd be hosting. You can tell that it was a bit of a gamble for the players. I mean, some of the players were hesitant to sign on. After all, they weren't sure how many events they'd be playing in. I mean, the administration tossed around some numbers, like 6 or 8 events for season 1, but when the players heard that there'd be at least 10 events in the second year, they felt more comfortable. What was even more exciting was that the number of events were later increased to 14. I know this might sound like a lot of golf to you, but honestly, who cares when there are millions of dollars at stake? Plus, you can't deny that this schedule is still a far cry from PGA Tours. Now, let me tell you that the 2024 season is going to be even bigger and better. Reportedly, the circuit is looking to ramp up its schedule by adding more events and even a new tour stops. As I've already mentioned, this expanded schedule will come with new changes to the format, like the increase in the number of teams to keep things fresh and exciting. While these significant format changes for the 2024 season are still being discussed, the circuit also seems to be venturing into a women's league. Now, this news is going to shake up the PGA Tour's administration once again. According to Greg Norman, LIV Golf CEO, they're considering the creation of a women's circuit. In fact, they've already approached American and European players who are planning to get involved. Besides this, Norman also added that they're having these discussions on a regular basis. Plus, he mentioned that he personally met individual players from the LPGA Tour, LET Tour, and Ladies European Tour. What's more, he already seems optimistic about these ideas and revealed that the LPGA administration is loving the product that they're showcasing. Still, he knows that in order to create a successful women's league, they first need to get the men's version right. I mean, he's right. The men's league is still in the second season, so they need to make sure that things run smoothly there before making any plans for the ladies. But it's clear that a women's league is definitely on their bucket list for the 2024 plans. To be honest, this already sounds promising. After all, LIV Golf is known for its exciting and innovative format, and you can only imagine what they have in store for the female golfers. Now, after shaking things up with plans for a women's circuit, the circuit wants to ensure that only the best talent makes it to the next season. So they're going to host their version of a qualifying tournament for 2024. Well, it'll be called the Promotions Event, and it's going to be held by the end of 2023. November to be exact. Yes, that's right after the conclusion of their 14-tournament season for the year. That means the players will have to bring their A game if they want to qualify. Reportedly, the bottom 4 players 45 to 48, will be the ones who'll have to pack their bags and go home. But it's not that simple in reality. If a player wants to stay safe and avoid being relegated, they'll have to be in the top 40 players in the season-long points list. Hold on, it's not just about making it to the top 40 either. What I'm trying to say is that anyone who's contracted beyond this season will not lose their place. So if you're like Phil Mickelson, who's believed to be in a 4-year deal with LIV, then you're in luck. Even if you end up in the bottom 4 players, you won't get eliminated. What's more, the promotions event will be played over 4 days. So without a doubt, it's going to be a wild ride for the players. Now, there's no denying that LIV Golf's 2024 plans seem well and good, but it's also true that the circuit is still trying to figure things out in only its 2nd season. And it's not just about the format, but it's also the players' rankings that are making them scratch their heads. During the 2023 Masters, only 6 LIV golfers qualified for the major tournament, but half of them are already out of the top 50 in the world rankings. Honestly, it's a huge concern for the league. The thing is that the LIV Golf still isn't eligible for the world ranking points that are needed to qualify for the major championships. That's why it's getting really hard for the LIV golfers to maintain their position on the chart.
When it got close to the end, I was definitely looking at the leaderboard a good bit, or as much as I could, just to see where we stood, to see if we needed to make some birdies, what it was, but obviously it was a great week.
For instance, take Brooks Koepka. He joined the circuit in June 2022 and thought that he had nothing to lose. After all, he was the world's #1 player as recently as 2020. But guess what? He's dropped out of the top 100 now. See, it's a reminder that nothing here is guaranteed. Of course, except for the money. Sure, the players still have a chance to make it to the 2024 Masters, but they'll have to finish high in one of the 4 majors. And oh boy, it isn't really an easy task in this scenario. But you know what? All these unfortunate circumstances can be avoided if the administration pulls some strings and becomes eligible for OWGR points. After all, it's the need of the tour. Now, despite these challenges, LIV Golf's expansion plans are definitely going to have a potential impact on the golf industry. Honestly, the league has already piqued the interest of golf fans around the world, thanks to its unique approach and focus on entertainment and technology. And with its promising expansion plans, it can absolutely reach new heights. I mean, it has already introduced golf to new markets and brought players from all over the world together on a global stage.
What was it like out there today?
Yeah, it was good. It was electric. It's been a while since we've seen fans like that, and they definitely were letting it loose. They were energized and kind of got us going.
In fact, the emergence of this new circuit caused an increase in audience participation after a decline for decades. According to the National Golf Foundation, 2022 was one of the biggest years for golf. Now that's impressive to say the least. What's more, the league's use of technology in shorter tournaments has attracted a younger and more tech-savvy audience to the sport. I mean, there's definitely something about the young guns in LIV Golf that really resonated with the crowd. And the best thing is that the circuit is always on the lookout for up-and-coming talent. Besides this, the format changes have also landed well with the audience. So it goes without saying that the LIV Golf is coming in hot next year.
Unbelievable event, that many people out here screaming and having fun, and you can just see how this, this LIV thing is just really exploding,
And they're not slowing down anytime soon. Well, that's all about LIV Golf's expansion plans for 2024.